Good morrow. Good Sunday evening. I'm chilling. I preached today. Preached on Sundays. Great time. Great afternoon. Great evening. All of it. Sundays are good days. They're tough days because it's a work day for me. But nonetheless, it's still a good time. But I want to get into something that I just observed and just talk about this for a minute. It'd be small, something small, nothing profound. I'm not trying to do anything profound. I'm just trying to do this. So this is day 30 of 100 days. Man, I can't believe I've done this 30 day, 1 month, a straight month. I've posted a video, at least one video, except for the cross-examine days, but I consider that a video posting. So it's day 30 of 100 days. Welcome to CNN. I'm your host. I'm your host, Coach Kennedy. Let's go in. All right, so I just witnessed a great sporting game. I just watched Golden State Warriors play against the Sacramento Kings in a 7-game series in the NBA. Now, this was a powerful series because of a couple reasons. One, the main one being that the coach of the Golden State Warriors, Mike Brown, is a former assistant of Steve Kerr, who's the head coach of the Golden State Warriors. And Mike Brown has been there for years and won a couple of championships, if I'm not mistaken, at least definitely last year, but I think more than last year, under Steve Kerr. And so when he took the head coaching position at Sacramento, they knew that they would meet up in the playoffs, and they did. And actually, Sacramento had a better year. They haven't been in the playoffs since 2004. And so it's been 19 years and they make the playoffs. Mike Brown was actually unanimously voted coach of the year by all of the other NBA people and people who watch the sport. Great guy. He used to coach LeBron James and him at Cleveland. He did a great job in coaching this. But this series was also very intense because, as Mike Brown was was a part of the coaching staff of Golden State, he knew some of their weaknesses, knew what buttons to push, knew how to go at them. And so it went game 7, which was incredible. And Steph Curry, this dude has the finger of God, put on a performance of dropping 50 points today. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what happened after the game. So after the game, the cameras will roll and just usually follow whoever they think the MVP of the game is, the star players. And what you'll do is you'll see a lot of players giving each other dap, like thanks, good game, all that. Now, what makes this one different is this isn't just a regular season game where they're moving on to play. Sacramento Kings season is completely over. It's done. It's a done season. And now they go home for the summer. Golden State moves on to play LeBron James and the LA Lakers. And as I was watching the camera follow Steph Curry and stuff like that, he gets to De'Aaron Fox, who is the star player of the Sacramento Kings. He is a beast, left-handed guard, crazy, right? Steph Curry hugs him, and he's encouraging him and all of that. And then right after that, Draymond Green happens to be right beside Steph Curry, and Draymond hugs De'Aaron Fox, and he hugs him longer and holds him, and they're just kind of like, and you can tell he's telling him stuff, and De'Aaron Fox is listening, and so he's getting, and then they step apart, and then they say thank you, and then they come back together and they hug again. And I really thought that was fascinating, and it just reminded me of something significant. In the games, as a fan of a game, I am a Washington Commanders season ticket holder. So I put my money where my mouth is. Me and one of my leaders in the church, we go to a lot of the home games, and we get so emotionally pulled in to the games that we almost literally hate the opposing team and the opposing fans. We kind of feel that way. Now, by the grace of God, because I'm a believer, I'm a little bit more mature than that. So I don't actually hate them. But when their fans are in our stadium, if they're sitting near my seat and they're all, yeah, I hate it, right? I can't stand it. And what you'll see is in my section, I sit in section 216, row 8, seats 1, 2, and 3. In my section, you will see people will get into fights, and police will often come. Fans get drunk. They're taking it real serious. They get angry. They hate the fans of the opposing team. And I remember one day just watching the game, and it was I think it was a Monday night game where it's really crowded. It takes a long time to get out. So I just sat in my seat and watched as the game was over. And I think my team lost. I don't know. But I watched a bunch of players from both teams come together in the middle of the field and they just kneel and pray. Now, this is not popular. This isn't forced. They're just people who I perceive to be Christians, believers in this professional sport who kneel together and pray together after the game. And so when I was watching Draymond Green hug De'Aaron Fox for a long time, I mean, you could probably go on YouTube and you'd find it. And he was encouraging him. It made me think of during the series, Draymond Green was aggressive. De'Aaron Fox was aggressive. They were really like angry, saying tough stuff after games towards each other and things like that. But something happened when the game was over and the series was over. And Draymond Green, who's known to be a volatile player, he hugged him and he encouraged this young dude. Draymond Green is an OG, has won 4 championships, and you could tell he was encouraging De'Aaron Fox, and you could see it in his face that he felt that. And it just really hit me that, wow, it's really interesting that here are 2 players that are competitive, playing at the highest level in their sport. And after it's all said and done, they realize, hey, we're just human beings. We're not enemies. We're not going to try to kill each other. We're just normal people trying to be good at our sport. And he's encouraging him. Even though De'Aaron Fox lost, I bet you Draymond Green was like, young brother, you are a baller. Keep your head up. You're going to be a star in this league. It was all those types of things, right? And then it brought me to me watching NFL players just kneel together and pray. And we see this sometimes if you're watching a game when an NFL player gets hurt and you see players on both teams kneeling and praying, right? And so I started to think about, in the NBA, when fans get upset, you'll hear like this, ref, you suck, all that stuff. You can hear it. Like if you're watching the game on TV, you can hear it. Well, sometimes it's even more vulgar. Or if you're there, you obviously can hear it. And it made me realize something, and I've seen this before, but it just hit me today watching Draymond Green hug De'Aaron Fox, that there are times where, whether it's because it's a sport and we have a particular team that we're supporting, or whether it's on social media and it's a person, but to us, it's just their picture or their avatar, or whatever. There is a sense where, as a fan or as a person, I take this sort of almost hatred of the opposing side so far that I forget that they're just regular people made in the image of God. And when I watched De'Aaron Fox hug Draymond Green and then Draymond Green really encouraging him, and I thought about all the back and forth they had, when it's all said and done, they recognize that, hey, man, we're just human beings. Good job. Well done, all of that. And in the NFL, I watched this and I realized, man, there are fans in the stands fighting that hate people. They hate the opposing team and they hate people who are supporting that team so much so they're willing to commit violence against them, get arrested and get kicked out of the stadium, all for a game when these players don't care about you. They don't pay your bills. They don't do anything. You're an adult. You have a life, maybe a family, and you're taking this game so seriously that you're angry. You hate the refs. You're angry at the players. You hate people who are on the opposing team. And the players, they just know it's just a game. It's just a game. Now, I'm not saying there aren't players that don't hate each other, but for the most part, they recognize, yeah, we're in competition. We're getting paid to win millions but it's just a game. It's just a game. And it made me think about the reality is everyone that we're opposed to is an image bearer. The referees that make a bad call, the players on the opposing teams who talk trash in the midst of their competitive nature, the fans who support the other teams. It's like we've gotten so used and so accustomed to are thinking that the enemy is the people who we disagree with or the players that we hate. And it's like, they're all just image bearers, fam. They're all just people made in the image of God trying to honor the Lord, just like you and I. And so I thought about this as I was watching Draymond Green hug De'Aaron Fox, who I'm sure, again, he probably encouraged him mightily. I think there's an encouragement for all of us. I think, and this might not be you. If you're watching this, you might not even be in the sport. So this might not be for you. Every one of these videos may not apply to you. You may not like this video or whatever. And that's fine. You know, I'm one of the guardians of the like button. Hit the like button, right? But it's okay if you don't. It's not that serious to me. But what I would say to those of us like myself who really are into sports and who value good competition, and that we have to be careful that we don't forget that these are just people made in the image of God. And if they're not Christians, these people don't need us to hate them for they need Jesus more than they need us to like or dislike them. The people in the stands that are drunk, I see people coming to the games, they're just sloppy drunk. And I don't, and they're all cussing and all that. And I don't get mad at them. I mean, it's annoying sometimes, but I feel more compassion for them because one, wow, fam, you're a grown man. You're acting crazy, all for your support of a team. Like my allegiance to the Washington Commanders is not more serious, or my liking of a particular NFL or NBA player is not so strong that I'm going to compromise the fruits of the spirit and demonstrating that these people are made in the image of God. And so I love when I watch intense sports and them actually embrace each other and hug each other and care about it. And here the fans are all pissed off. The fans are angry, ref, you suck, and all this stuff. And I know in soccer and like football across the country, they will kill players and refs if they do something in the World Cup. And it's like, wow, these are just people made in the image of God. It's not that serious. It's just the game. No, the ref doesn't suck. The ref is actually a professional that would not be on the floor reffing that game if they actually sucked. Now, I get it. We get pulled into the emotion of it. I'm at those games, man. I'm emotional. I'm hurt. I'm with my team. I'm there. You hugging people that you don't even know, right? Just giving people high fives, passing germs on. You don't even know these folks. But at the end of the day, we're just image bearers. They're just image bearers. So because Draymond Green is one who can be aggressive and all that stuff, I loved watching him hug De'Aaron Fox and encourage him. And I would say for those of us, who are the image bearers in your life that really tempt you? Who are the people on Facebook or Twitter that you just can't stand because or the journalist or whatever, the politician? They're just image bearers, fam. They're not the enemy, actually. They're just image bearers. And if they're not Christians, they need Jesus more than they need a self-righteous Christian who's offended because they don't like what they write or their opinion or whatever. So you take that for what it's worth. I it's something that I've been trying to grow in and focus on a lot because I used to historically be prone. I'd be more offended at the other team than the team that was playing them. They understood it's a job, and they demonstrate that afterwards. We're willing to hug each other. I think we should be willing to hug, proverbially speaking, because we don't always see these people, but we should be willing to let it go when we're on social media, or let it go if someone says something. It's just a game. And it might not be the ref who sucks. It might be you. But what do I know? What do I know? I'm still trying to figure out what to do with this tooth that you can't handle. I'm out of here, Kirk Kennedy. Appreciate y'all. Looking forward to tomorrow, day 31.